Let me see where I wanted to express myself today. So yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about persistence, and it's something that had really got inspired for me yesterday. I was driving a long drive, anyway, 5 hours from a beautiful place called Palenque here in Mexico. And I was listening to this wonderful book, and it's about money consciousness. And he's talking about amazing, very clear formula, of course, but it again and again comes back to the same thing, which is so familiar for me because in my direct experience, I did experience that same formula, not necessarily with money, but with awakening and waking up, enlightenment, and really reaching that inner peace and constant presence here and now within. So, and what he said at the end, it really stayed with me, and I shared today with two of my clients. I guess I was so inspired by it that it still resonates and vibrates in my body. And he said at the end of that book, it said, quitters will never win, and winners will never quit. And it's just landed so deep and vibrating through my whole system because it's so familiar to me. It is so familiar. And persistency in anything we take, doesn't look like we're just gonna start it and we're just gonna do something, let's say meditation, for maybe 1 week or maybe even 1 month, and then we don't see results and we'll just quit it. And then the next thing, and then the next thing. What really, really works is really sticking to one thing and going all the way. But for that, you need to decide for yourself, what is it that you truly want? That is really important. That's probably the first question. So if I want freedom, and I know that KI, or the Kilby inquiries, or any other modality can bring me this deprogramming and this clearing up on that level, then how does persistency look like? Does it look like I'm pushing myself and kicking myself into self-inquiry every day? Does it look like that? No, it doesn't. Does it look like I have weekly sessions with facilitators? Wow, that would be awesome, and you'll reap a lot of benefits, but it might not look like that either. What does it look like? Well, it looks like your regular life, but because the seed is planted of what you truly want and where your compass, your navigation, your inner system, your North Star, where does it take you? That's the important part. That's the persistency. So if I know and I decided that nothing gets here, nothing is going to be left unseen or unconscious in my system. If I know that deprogramming and clearing up will bring so much more intimacy, fulfillment, effortlessness, contentment in my life, therefore I know clearing up is my way. Until, I don't think there's ever an ending to this, but maybe until things will get quieter and quieter and quieter. But I know to wake up is not enough. I know that to grow up is not enough. I know to just clean up is not enough. If I'm not growing and I'm just stagnant in constantly clearing, that's also not enough. But I'm not going to go in that direction, in those 3 pillars and how important all of them are. But I'm going to come back to persistency in each one of them. So the persistency, let's say, with the clearing up part, how it looks in my case, because I know that this is so tremendously beneficial and helpful. I will be curious about some of the new tools coming out. I'm going to watch here and there some of the videos. Maybe I'm not going to be so obsessed about it, but I know and I will trust and I will KI everything that is in the way of trust within my system, so I can trust the process, and I will trust that the right tools will come to me in the right time when I'm ready. And self-inquiry would come in the right time when I'm ready. But because I am committed, because I am not quitting, I know that resistance can come. And I know that resistance can be here. And I know in my case, resistance looks like hanging out in awareness that I'm okay here. It doesn't touch me. But at the same time, I know there's still stuff that is triggering for me, stuff that is triggering for me, stuff that are triggering for me. And I'm aware of it, I'm aware of it, I'm aware of it, until the point, because of that trust and because of my persistency and because of my commitment to this particular modality of deprogramming, I know self-inquiry or inquiry with a facilitator will arise in the right time, in the right place. And I'm not going to beat myself up for resistance being here. I'm going to be aware of that. I'm going to be aware that I'm not inquiring. I'm going to be aware of everything that is arising. Maybe in the moment, I'll even do a boomerang here and there, and I'll see what are these unconscious stories that are playing out within me right now.